Thousands of tanks were destroyed. Yeah, dude, and that would. I think like being on a. I honestly think being on a ship and like stuck in a room is would be like one of the worst ways to die. Like on a sinking ship, like stuck in a room that's slowly filling up with water. I think that would be like honestly the worst way to die. Like that scene in Titanic always freaked me out so much, where they're like stuck in that room and they can't get out and the water's like coming up. Dude, that's freaky. That to me is scarier than almost anything else. On D-Day, they had tanks in the water and all the tanks drowned and most of the crews drowned. Oh, damn! Really? They have video games on Navy ships now? Oh, yeah, dude. Being on, like, I've actually spent time on an aircraft carrier. This was the coolest experience in my life, I swear. Like, I had a friend that joined the Navy, and he invited me on a thing called the Tiger Cruise, which the Tiger Cruise is where they allow family and friends of the ship sailors to come on board for like a short, like 4 or 5 day cruise. And so I boarded that ship in Bremerton, the CVN-78, the USS John C. Stennis aircraft carrier, and there was a whole strike group with them. So there were destroyers and battleships around us, and we cruised all the way from Bremerton, Washington, down to San Diego, California. And then it was over the 4th of July, so we were out on the ship in the San Diego Bay, watching the San Diego fireworks on the 4th of July. It was an incredible experience, and they did all kinds of tours for us. And dude, we got to stand on the top of the flight deck of the John C. Stennis aircraft carrier and watch as F-18 Hornets launched and came back and returned and were captured. It was a mind-blowing experience. Then we got to go up into the crow's nest and watch as they were doing aerial operations, because they had the flight crew on board and stuff like. And I got to sleep in the same quarters and bunks as the sailors did, and it was honestly just such an eye-opening experience. And then they had like movie nights where we would go and they would set up a huge projector screen and a big monitor or a big something to project it on, and there would be like these massive airplanes surrounding us and hanging out in the hangar bay and watching a movie at night. And then another night there'd be playing music or something. It was just incredible. And they did all kinds of tours for us, and they showed us how like the fire department on the ship worked, how the medical system on the ship worked, like how all of the different systems worked. Oh, dude, and then they shot off the Sea Whiz. This was incredible, dude. They actually shot the Sea Whiz for us. While what they did is they put these huge balloons into the water, and then they trained the Sea Whiz on them. And they also were, I don't know if they shot the balloons with the Sea Whiz. No, they just shot the Sea Whiz so we could hear it and shoot it. What they were shooting the balloons with were like the 50 cal machine guns on the sides of the ship. And so they would drop these big, massive balloons into the ocean and then drive off in the aircraft carrier for a half hour or something, turn around, come back, and like line up one side of the ship with these, aiming at these balloons, and these guys on these 50 cal machine guns would just light up these balloons. It was so cool. And honestly, like they said before, and this was in 2008, maybe 2007, 2009, maybe it was 2010, 2011, I forget, somewhere in there. But they said that on other Tiger cruises, what they did was they would actually drop bombs or shoot missiles from the F-18 Super Hornets, and do like ordnance displays or whatever, and drop bombs and shoot missiles and stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh, like in front of civilians, like, because the Tiger cruise thing is supposed to be like part of the Navy's outreach to the civilian population or whatever, so they're trying to show us what it was like and give us some really cool experiences like that. But they didn't drop bombs or shoot missiles for us, because of money, because it's fucking expensive to do that. But they did shoot the Sea Whiz, they did shoot the 50 cals, they did do aerial operations, and they had helicopters rotating around while they were launching and capturing F-18s. And oh man, it was just so cool. Seriously, just so cool. One of my favorite experiences of my life. I've actually got a picture of me with like thumbs up as a fighter jet's coming into land, and I'm sitting up in the crow's nest. I should tweet that out for you guys to look at. That's so cool. All right, let me read you guys' chat. I'm done chatting now. Also.